It's verse, we're going to start with 3. We have to do the reading of 3. And Meena ji or anyone can tell the page number.
58.
50 what?
58.
58, okay. So we'll do the prayer. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. The Shanti part, this Upanishad. Om Shanno Mitra Sham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvayarma Shanna Indro Bruhaspatihi Shanno Vishnu Rurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanma Vavatu Tad Vaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam, Avatu Vaktaram, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So, whoever was there last week in the mandir attending the class, we had a very interesting discussion about the moon, and a lot of things came out. Because there's this moment you read this, like, why they're making moon the Maha, but then we discussed that. Firstly, let's kind of backtrack over here. There are 3 those words, right? Bhuhu, Bhuaha, and Suaha. And these are not written in stone. These are just these 3 declarations that you have to superimpose other things on it to meditate upon. And also Maha. Maha is something beyond the 3 to understand this. So what they have done over here in this Upanishad is, and next week we are going to do that, or the week after, whichever, that there are 4 different superimposition is done over here. And if you understand all 4, you got a good picture of what the universe is. That's how we have to look at it. So Om, says Bhubhuva Swaha, they are fluid things that we have to superimpose upon that. So एक time पे sun को महा बना दिया, because sun को महा बनाना बहुत easy है, right? Because sun is like, beyond everything, and it is like we talked about, sunlight is very pure, and without that we cannot live. Very easy. And then moon को क्यों बनाया जी? That's what the whole idea was. Because in this one, what it says, the one that we did, Bhu is fire, Bhua is air, Sua is sun. Sorry, no, what am I saying? That was the previous one.
Agni is fire.
Yeah, sorry. Bhua is fire, Bhua is air, Sua is the sun, and Moha is the moon. Because moon भी बहुत important है for our existence on the earth. It is sun and moon and the balance of that, and the major planets. Also, because out of all the planets, because moon is the closest, even though it's a smaller entity, because it's the closest to the earth, it has a tremendous effect on us. And then we also discussed that how these saints and sages, they knew the effect. And Swamiji says that they believed, our Vedanta believes that all the rasa in all the jadi booty and all the food item comes from the moonlight also. Sunlight is not the only thing. Moonlight also plays a huge role, and in the Ayurveda and all that, and today Anilji is here, they have some jadi booty that they expose to the moonlight, because those people knew it. And then we discussed that there is a Tyohar of Sharad Purnima where they expose the kheer. And all the North Indians, I thought that it was only like in my family they did. No. It's the entire North India they do it. And I went online and I saw it's a very big festival that they believe that the kheer, because that time the moon is full and it's probably closest to the earth. Sharad Purnima ke time pe. So all that is that. That's why they are just telling the significance of moon is a very big one. So that's why they made it a Maha. So with that we can read. Any kind of comment or question upon this phenomena?
What is known as Bhu?
Okay. Who would like to read?
Moji, are they saying here that moon is higher than sun?
No. That's where we have to understand. It's like, I think it was today, Neeluji is not here, right? She gave a very good thing that it's like two sides of a coin. Hey, कौन सा ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है? अगर दोनों के बिना हमारे जिंदगी नहीं है तो हम कभी एक को महत्वपूर्ण बनाते हैं, कभी दूसरे को. It's like Shiv and Shakti. कोई बोलेगा कि who is more important? The truth is, for the universe to function, you need both. Well, Shiv without Shakti is Shav. And Shakti without Shiva is nothing, because she gets everything from Shiva. See? So what we have to understand, that's why I said that this Bhu, Bhuva, Swa is not a very fixed thing, because you have to superimpose. And the most famous superimposition is because of the Gayatri mantra. That Bhu is this earth, Bhuva is the Antariksh, and Swa is the Swargalok. And then they didn't talk about Maha as a Brahman over there, but it is indicating to the Brahman, because it's saying the sun represents the Brahman. That's how we are kind of got jaded in our head. But this, since I said it is like a what you call a fluid thing that you can superimpose upon. It's like, I don't know too much science, but because of my husband, I learned few things here and there. They have this क्या बोलते हैं उसको, beta and theta and all those names were given, right? So here I think that Urmil ji is also here. Some people in science in PhD are here. So you can take the same names and you can attach it to other things also. Like he discovered this TNF. So you have a TNF beta, TNF this. Does that mean that that's all it means? No. These are three terms that you can use for other things also. I don't know. Did that make it clear? So they are just telling you sun is important, so is moon for us. And I think it was Sadhguru who was explaining that, like nothing is permanent, right, in the physical world. So even earth is going to disappear one day. So he's saying, how do we know that earth is on the downside? Because there is a distance between earth and moon, बढ़ता जा रहा है. बहुत कम होता है, few inches every year. But एक time आएगा जब वो और दूर 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 चला जाएगा, that the downfall of earth is going to come. When you see the other side of the moon, he said. Because as it goes further, you will see other side of, or something like that he was explaining. So moon is also huge importance. And at previous verse में sun को बताया है और यहाँ पर moon को बता दिया. उससे ज़्यादा explanation नहीं है अनिल जी, if that can satisfy you.
No, sun is more energy and moon is emotions.
लेकिन अपनी जिंदगी के लिए दोनों चाहिए ना.
Yeah, so we both need both.
Exactly, that's what they are saying.
Yeah.
कभी जैसे बोलते हैं ना, कभी एक को इम्पोर्टेंस दे दी, कभी दूसरे को, ताकि दोनों ही खुश रहे.
You won't see the waves in the ocean without the moon.
I mean, moon is connected to our mind also. We discussed that. And, Neeluji is not here because she said she used to work in police force or something like that. She said that Purnima ke din, they said किसी को छुट्टी नहीं मिलेगी because सारे खूब झगड़े होंगे, खूब लड़ाइयाँ होंगी.
I thought that was very funny.
But that's the truth. These people, she's talking about the reality, And that we know in English में the word lunatic भी है. वो कहाँ से आया, but that doesn't mean कि सारे लोग पागल हो जाते हैं. No. It means जो तुम्हारी tendency है ना, वो enhance हो जाएगी पूर्णिमा के दिन. So if you are meditative, you will become more meditative. If you are, angry, you will become more angry. That's what it means. Because the effect is more.
जितनी भी images of shires we see, they are always writing in the moonlight.
Yes. And moonlight ठहराव ला देती है तुमको. जैसे कि we were talking about it, that Swamiji has commented one place, when sun comes out, activity. इधर भागो, उधर भागो, ये करो, वो करो. शाम को जब moon आता है, everybody wants to just sit down. And किसी को moon दिखाना भी होता है.
के दिन बोलते हैं पूजा पाठ करो, मन शांत रहे.
Right. Because they're just saying that तो अच्छी qualities को ले आओ सामने पूर्णिमा के दिन, तो वो ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएंगी. और अगर पागलपन में रहोगे तो वैसे पागल ही ज़्यादा पागल हो जाओगे.
That's why there is also a pranayam, anulom vilom, which
Yes.
is you have two nadis, Surya and Chandra,
Chandra Nadi.
and you need to balance them. Otherwise, you could be very angry or you could be very lazy, you know.
Ah, interesting.
So you have to balance it constantly.
So here you answered your own question. अभी चंद्र नाड़ी और सूर्य नाड़ी में कौन सी ज्यादा बड़ी है? You know,
They are both same.
exactly. It's just like Varna Vyavastha. You know, इन्होंने बना दिया भाई Brahmins are the most superior. Who said so? Because without those workers, you're going to be nothing. The Brahmins are going to be in bad shape. Right? So it's like we need all four kinds of people for the harmonious function of the society. And from the government point of view, all four are important. Right? So from the Brahman perspective, all four are important. So that's what it's telling you over here. एक को ज़्यादा सर पे चढ़ाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, दूसरा भी ज़रूरी है. That's all it's saying. Okay, so with that, Anil ji, maybe you want to read?
Okay. Bhu is fire, Bhuva is air, Suva is the sun, Ma is the moon. Indeed, it is by the moon that all vitalities thrive. Giving another set of superimpositions, again the same truth that Maha transcends all the previous three and itself forms the foundation for the previous ones. The Rishi here says that Maha is to be considered as the moon. The moon in Vedanta is the source of all essence in the vegetable kingdom and the physical vitality in a man. It is the moon again that is considered as the presiding deity of the mind. It is our experience that there is an intimate relationship between the moon and the mental conditions in the man. If there is a doubt, watch the hysterical or the lunatic during the full moon.
So we saw, and also our calendar in the Vedic calendar is by moon, right? तभी तो
Yeah.
30 days होते हैं एक महीने में, ताकि 15 दिन ये क्या बोलते हैं कृष्ण पक्ष, शुक्ल पक्ष and all that. And then they scientists also now believe that the women's monthly cycle is connected with the moon and all that. So the fertility mate is important. See what I'm saying? So the more you dig into moon, the more you will be surprised at how much influence it has on us.
The farmer prepares his seeds for the next crop not only by drying them in the sun, but he, though himself ignorant, is traditionally taught to leave the seeds exposed overnight to the moonlight. Collectors of honey certainly know that there is a lot of difference in the taste of honey extracted during the wrong season.
So these are all the effects that happen, but जो जैसे कि बोलते हैं ना कि सूर्य चंद्र धरती, ये तीन हमेशा हम लोग उसकी बात करते हैं. और वी नो कि जो दूसरे प्लैनेट्स भी हैं, जो नवग्रह हमको बताया है कि भाई those 9 planets are the ones that have influence on each other, and there were 1 or 2 planets that were really far, which this modern science had included them in our planetary system. They are also dropping them now because they don't have that much influence on us. But the biggest influence is sun and moon for us.
In short, there seems to be an intimate connection between the vitamin contents and even caloric potential in the vegetables when not exposed to the moonlight. There are preparations in the Hindu system of medicine which are to be left exposed to the moonlight for a certain number of days before they can be given to the sick. Thus, we find enough data to justify the scientific belief of the Vedic age that the moon is the nourisher of the world of matter.
So we, now whether we believe it or not, that's up to our Shraddha. But the more you dig into it, I can guarantee all of us will find more and more connection, because for some reason, we did not think about too much about the moon. Yeah, that's true that the शायर वगैरह वो शायर तक ही रह गया कि भाई शायर लोग मून की बात करें, looks beautiful and all, but what role it has scientifically for us, if you dig into it, you will find more and more stuff, and you'll be fascinating stuff you will find about moon.
उमा जी, वो जो हल्दी का खेतर होता है,
हाँ
वो पूनम के बाद ही काटते हैं वो हल्दी.
हाँ, so इसी यही उन्होंने बताया कि इसी में कुछ होता होगा
हल्दी
करने का.
is the main medicinal which
Oh
they
yeah,
use.
we have a Haldiram in our group who can give a whole lecture on haldi. So but you're saying that
Yeah,
uski
yeah.
fasal ko katte. Yeah. That's why I was saying that more and more you dig, you will, and then we will appreciate this verse, how much insight they had into it. And if they didn't have this verse, we wouldn't be thinking so deeply about the moon. हम देख के बस पोएट्री लिख देंगे, मगर we will not understand that their importance for us, where we can't live without the moon. Any other comment, question before we move forward?
It may not be appropriate, but I was just thinking the intellect is to gain the knowledge, but to reach him at the end, you have to have the emotions in it.
No, that's true. Because bhakti, yeah.
So both the sun and the moon are related in order to reach itself also.
No, that's you're right.
I look at it that way.
Yeah, no.
When you're reading, I was just thinking about it, and I said, to me, that also represents to reach him, because you need that love, the emotions in it, to reach him.
Absolutely.
And the intellect, the knowledge, we need it before to who he is, where are we approaching, who are we approaching, what is our goal. That's the knowledge. And then the path, and the path also needs that.
Yeah, no, very nice, very good point you caught. And that reminds me that what Swamiji said, that he said you need two wings to fly, and that one is bhakti and one is gyan. And bhakti ke emotion के साथ ही होता है. एकदम खाली logic वाले को bhakti वो नहीं कर पाएगा, right? So we have to put our emotions into it in the right context. So he said, in fact, he said that it's like a bird who has only one wing will not go anywhere, keep going in circle, right? To fly, you need both. So your analysis is very good, because that's exactly what it is. So you can approach this moon from so many different angles,
Right.
Yeah. And the more we do, the more we will understand its importance. Yeah, true. Any other comment? Then I can go to the next one. Okay, now the next set of Bhu Bhuva Swa ka kya kiya, let's see. It's verse 5, right? Or 4. 4, sorry. No. भूरिति वा ऋचः भुव इति समानि सुवरिति यजुंगशी मह इति ब्रह्मः ब्रह्मणा वाव सर्वे वेदा महीयते. This everybody is going to agree, very simple one. Bhu is what is known as, it's verily, ve is verily, richer, means अपने जो 3 वेद है ना, उनके बारे में बोला है, यजुर्वेद, सामवेद, ऋग्वेद, ऋग, साम and यजुर, 3 है. तो richer means ऋग्वेद. Bhuva iti, what is known as Bhuva is Samani, the hymns of the Samaveda. So 3 वेदों के बारे में बताया, because जो लास्ट वाला है ना, अथर्व, वो बाद में आया था, पहले 3 ही होते थे, इसके लिए 3 बोला है यहाँ पे. और वैसे भी खाली 3 terms है, they can only use 3. Suva is, so what is known as Suvaha? Yajum Gamshi, the Yajas. So anyway, the Sanskrit में pronunciation थोड़ा change हो जाता है. But Rigved, Samaved and Yajurved, those are the 3 with Bhur Bhuva Swaha. And Maha iti, what is known as Maha is Brahman, that highest one. Brahmana, by Brahman, Vav is indeed, Sarve is all, Vedas, we know what Vedas are, those talking about 3 Vedas, 4 Vedas. Mahiyate, thrive. So all they are saying is that अगर यदि ये 3 terms ले लो और एक को ऋग्वेद, सामवेद और यजुर्वेद बता दिया तीनों को, तो महाब्रह्मन हो जाएगा, because Brahman is the main essence of all of the Vedas, you know. And Maha is it's represented by Om, it already mentioned. And Brahman की वजह से Vedas are thriving. उनका सब्जेक्ट ही वो है, उसका एसेंस ही वो है. ओके, सो एंड जितने भी मंत्र हैं वेदों के बिगनिंग से एंड तक, उनका उद्देश्य वही है, टू गेट यू ओवर देयर टू नो द ब्रह्मन, डायरेक्टली और इनडायरेक्टली. तो सुप्रीम गोल की तरफ ही वो लोग बढ़ते हैं. सो दिस इज व्हाट. तो इसमें तो किसी को प्रॉब्लम होगा ही नहीं, राइट? द वे दे एक्सप्लेन, कोई कंट्रोवर्सी नहीं है इसमें. बट बिसाइड दैट ऑल्सो, इफ एनीबडी हैज एनी कॉमेंट ऑन दिस before we read? Okay, who wants to read? Naresh ji.
Bhuva is the RK, Bhuva is the Saman, Suva is the Yajus, Maha is the Brahman as represented by the syllable Om. It is by the Brahman indeed that the Vedas thrive. This set of superimposition clearly indicate that we have been trying to feel the other upasanas. In the first 3, Vyartis represent the mantras of RK, Sama and the Yud-Vedas. Then the Siddhi declares Maha is the supreme, indicated by the symbol Om. We all know that in all the mantras of all the Vedas, they directly or indirectly point out to the one supreme goal, which is the theme of all our scriptural textbooks.
So when you were reading, I just want to tell everybody that what they're talking about with RK means Rig Veda. So they call it transliteration, the way they write, because there is, to try to make people pronounce it correctly. So there's a little pitfall, because when we don't know that, then that's how we read. But it's Rig, Sama and Vajur, and that the Rishis declare. RSI is for Rishi के लिए लिखा गया है. The Rishis declare Maha as the supreme. So and this is very, very simple. So we don't need to discuss anything more, right? There's nothing much to discuss. That, you know, Brahman is the main. Sorry.
I purposefully did not say that Rig Veda on that, because I'm just going to read what the Veda is.
Yeah, but just it's easier if you, then we know what they're saying, that's all. Okay, so let's go to the next one, since we have time. So the number 5, Bhuriti vahi pranaha, Bhuva itya panaha, Suvariti vyanaha, Maha ityannam, Annena vav sarve prana mahiyate. He's talking about prana, jo panch prana hai na. I think that Anil ji probably knows this, or anybody who does yoga, pranayam and all will know a little bit about this, or a lot about it. Today, I think Kamla ji is not here. She's quite an expert on all these things. So ये प्राण को ले लिया इन्होंने, और सिर्फ वैसे तो 5 प्राण होते हैं, लेकिन उनमें से 3 main क्या, they just took the 3, but it represents all 5. That's how you have to look at it. Okay? So ये bhu iti, what is known as bhuva, where verily pranaha. प्राण, सो ये जो प्राण बोला ना, वो प्राण, अपान, व्यान, उदान, समान का किया है उन्होंने, ये वाला प्राण है. हाँ, तो प्राण भुव इति, व्हाट इज नोन एज भुव इज अपान, अपान. सुव इति, व्हाट इज नोन एज सुव इज व्यान. 3 ले लिया यहाँ पर, प्राण, अपान और व्यान, एंड दैट इज सर्कुलेशन, एंड वी विल गो लिटिल बिट in detail over here. Maha को बता दिया. Maha, what is known as Maha, अन्नम, food, because we are in a food sheet. सारे जो vital energy हमको food से मिलती है. तो you can say food in a broader sense if you want. Okay, because here they don't have that. It's a सूत्र form में दिया होता है ये सब, right? So even जो हम लोग वायु लेते हैं ना, वो भी एक तरह का food ही intakes, you can call it. The vayu and the food that we take, उनके दोनों से combination से we get this vitality. Annena by food, vava indeed, sarve all pranas, the pranas, mahiyate thrive. Because ये जो energy आती है ना हमारे body में, प्राण energy जिसको बोलते हैं, वो अन्न की वजह से आती है, तो उसको maha bola hai. And then, as I said, you can include the air also in it, what you breathe. So pran ka kya hai? Vital energy. So, all of you already know, we have heard this being from Indian origin, all these things, terms. Pran is considered the vital force of energy, subtle energy it is. So वो प्राण हम लोग को दिखाई नहीं देगा पर सभी में होता है. तभी एंड में बोलते हैं ना उसके प्राण निकल गए. The whole thing stopped. That's what it is. So this is responsible. What is prana? They are responsible for various functions in the body. Respiration, circulation, digestion, So it's the foundation of physical and mental activities. That's what pranas are. And then, Anilji was talking about pranayam. So what are pranayam supposed to do? Harmonize and balances the prana. Exactly what you said. To promote health, vitality and spiritual growth. So हम लोग जो सोचते हैं ना कि प्राणायाम की खाली health benefit है, no, spiritual growth भी possible है, because like they have those 8 limbs of yoga, yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, what is it? One I'm missing. Dharana, samadhi is last one. So these 8 limbs, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. There you go, 8 of them. So the purpose of balancing the body is so that my mind gets balanced. Because जिसकी body sickly होएगी सारा time वो meditate कैसे करेगा? And then how to balance the body? You yam, niyam, and asan. That, asan is, training your body to be able to balance itself so you can sit for a longer time. All that is included in this thing, in pranayama and yoga and all that. So, I didn't read the Hindi wala na. लास्ट वाला जो था ना, भू अग्नि है, भू वायु है और सूर्य है, तमह चंद्रमा है. सभी ग्रहों और आकाशों की ज्योतियों को सहारा देता है. He took a different angle. But what Swamiji said was that vitality. And इसका जो है ना, हिंदी का क्या है? जब भू ऋग्वेद है, भुव सामवेद है और सुव यजुर्वेद है, तब मह ब्रह्म है. और ब्रह्म से ही सभी वेद महान होते हैं, क्योंकि वह ब्रह्म का ही ज्ञान है जो सभी वेदों में व्याप्त है और उन्हें महिमावान बनाता है. So that was the previous one. So now coming back to the prana, that there are 5 pranas, vital energy: pran, apan, saman, vyan and udan. So pran is the function of organs of knowledge. जो हमारे जितने भी इंद्रिया वगैरह है ना, वो प्राण शक्ति से it inspiration and move forward and all that. And it's a very large topic. I'm just giving a very small kind of thing. And apan is the energy that helps body to throw out things. वो भी तो एक force ही होता है ना. Elimination, of waste products and all happens because of apan. Even childbirth happens with the apan shakti. Okay, so you need that power also. So that's called apan. Saman is the digestive vitality. It governs assimilation, absorption, balances the energy. That's why उसको saman बोला है. Saman कर देता है. Because you eat the food, you goes into digestive system and then it distributes it evenly so that everything gets. Vyan is circulatory force. So it is connected to the expansiveness, pervasiveness and all that. And udan is a little bit complicated. It governs growth, speech and expression. That's what they say. And it is the udan prana that helps us when we quit this world. When that subtle body is thrown out of our physical body at the time of death, it's because of udan part of the pranas. So even that is very important. So this is what it is. That basically they're just saying that all these pranas are you get vitality from the food. That's why food को मह बताया यहाँ पर. Source of energy बताया. And हिंदी में है जब भू प्राण है, भुव अपान है और सुवह व्यान है, तब मह अन्न है. और अन्न से ही सब प्राणाधार शक्तियां पोषित होती हैं और महान बनती हैं. That's the हिंदी का translation. Any question, comment on the pranas? Okay, we can read. Who wants to read? Sushil ji, would you like to read?
Okay. Bhu is prana, bhuva is apana, swaha is vyana, maha is food. Indeed, it is by food that the pranas thrive. Popularly, it is understood that prana is the breath. This is not scientifically quite appropriate since it has a subtler meaning in the Shastras. Prana means the energy in a man expressed through the different functions and the vitality in the man. The air that we breathe in and out through respiration feeds and maintains the vital energies in us. And the energy generated within expresses itself through 5 clear departments of activity. Thus, we have the 5 different names to indicate the special activities performed by the one energy. Thus, prana is energy that is expressed through the organs of knowledge. Apana is the energy that helps the body to throw out things from itself. Samana is the digestive vitality. Vyana is the circulatory force. Udana is the power by which, at the time of death, the mind and intellect of the individuals are able to reject the present body and make their pilgrimage towards the new scheme of things and get themselves fixed in their identification with the required form conducive to fulfill their predominant desires.
So here the last part, there's Udana ka, the whole thing that he talked about is he gave the reincarnation ka, how it happens, that the pilgrimage toward the new scheme of things, that, okay, ye life khatam ho gayi, now you have to get another body. He used the big words, but that's what it means. Themselves fixed in their identification with the required form, conducive to fulfill their predominant desire. So whatever मेरी जो वो strong इच्छा होगी ना इस life में, उसके अनुसार मुझे next जन्म मिलेगा. So, in our class we used to discuss, it's better not to hate or love too much to somebody. Because वो फिर से आ जाएगा तुमको फिर से बांध देगा वो. So stay in the middle. राग और द्वेष दोनों नहीं होना चाहिए, ऊपर से उठो उससे. That's the whole idea about it, getting away from. कोई बोलेगा, okay, I have to love, but become too much clinging love also will cause you to take birth, with that person. Yeah.
Of these 5 departments of energy, Panch Pranas, 3 are taken here and superimposing them upon Bhu, Bhuva, and Swaha. The teacher concludes that Maha is food. We all know that food is the source of all the energies in us.
So, the main idea over here is that Bhu, Bhuva, Suha is those 3 terms, and they are superimposed for meditation and also give us the indication of how the universe works. And in the end, in the next verse, he's going to talk about these all 4, and whoever understands this completely, they know the universe, how it works. Simple. Or you contemplate upon these terms, you got everything. So ये लोग भी बहुत उस्ताद थे ये चार्ट बनाने में. हम लोग लगता है कि ये सब न्यू फिनोमेना, ये क्या बोलते हैं, different kind of charts and I'm not getting the name, pictorial charts and all that they make. And when we do the Bhagavad Gita, you will see the most glorious and the most intelligent chart he made was in chapter 15. When he took the whole universe, and it's like, universe is so big, how do I grasp the whole thing? So Krishna Bhagwan came up with this upside down tree, Ashwatha tree. And हर एक उसका चीज क्या है बताया, pictorial chart it's called. That taking a very big concept, अगर कोई इकोनॉमी की बात करेगा, it may not sink into me. कोई चार्ट दिखाएगा ना, वो बार्स दिखाएगा and all the science में तो my husband is working with these charts all day because that's how they communicate their message to the world, by all these charts. So here they have made a chart. They have taken this Bhur Bhuva Swaha and made a chart of the whole thing. That's how it is. So that they can communicate the bigger concept more easily. They already knew how to do this. Any comment, question? So I guess
it's important to understand all this to increase our awareness, so we can meditate with awareness. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And like taking our mind away from mundane things of life and looking at the universe as a wholesome, वो एक शेर है ना, सितारों से जहां और भी हैं, इश्क के इम्तिहान और भी हैं, कि कुछ मतलब ये नहीं कि इधर ही बैठ के oh, this is my world, that's it. No, it's so much bigger, and you're expanding your vision. That's what they're doing.
And this also promotes oneness, because
yes, and even nothing even too elaborate, but even just this one verse where they made the moon the Maha made us think that all small things are also important.
Yes.
I was just watching one program. They said that they call it this biological sphere or something, that everybody's dependent on each other, right, on this earth. Like we might, ये अमेरिका में ये सब होता है ना कि भाई मारो काटो, कि कोई बग है उसको मार ही दो, मगर if you keep killing one species too much, it destroys the balance completely. In fact, this happened to one of my friends in Houston, because she said there are too many मच्छर and bugs were coming. So the company said, oh, let's spray this. उन्होंने पूरा स्प्रे कुछ कर दिया उसके यार्ड में, तो बोले सारे फल फ्रूट आना ही बंद हो गए उसके, कुछ नहीं उगा, because to try to control one, they destroyed everything else. So we just become too lopsided in our thinking. अभी West को भी थोड़ी अक्ल आ रही है. They are looking at the whole thing as a wholesome, don't do this, all that. So we'll have more appreciation and go towards oneness, and that everybody is important in their own role. किसी ने बोला कि दुष्ट लोगों का क्या रोल है फिर? Why do we have bad people? अरे bad नहीं होते तो हम लोग को अच्छा ही पता नहीं लगती क्या होती है. कोई दुष्ट सामने आ जाए, फिर कोई अच्छा आदमी आता है तो हम लोग कितना अप्रिशिएट करते हैं उसको. Our son just went to LA with his baby and his wife. So पहले तो बोला, mom, first when I reached I was so excited. Oh, this is the city to live in. He's saying एक दिन में मुझे, when I came back to San Diego, it looks so good. So then I realized, वे यहाँ होते हैं तो complain करते हैं. Oh, LA is more exciting, but then it has its own goodness too. But you can't see the goodness until you go there. Then you realize, traffic, and there's so much homelessness. There were people, drug addicts and this and that. So it's not like it's not there in it, but वहाँ ज़्यादा है. So suddenly he said, oh, I appreciated this, where we are living so much. That's what it is.
San Diego is a city where the crime is so low, and it's so good to bring up children.
Yes.
Because we have a naval base here, military base. So, quietly these people are really cleaning the streets.
Yes. And also, like here we are more relaxed, it's with our things and all that, so true. So that's what I was saying, that until you see the other side, you don't appreciate what you got. So these verses are making us appreciate every aspect.
Umaji, that's what amazes me, is that how many examples they are giving, I mean, how far-sighted they were.
They were.
Looking at the whole universe, whole world, everything. They're just trying to, whatever way you can understand, they're just giving all kinds of examples.
All kinds of examples. And the more you study Vedanta, they have thought about everything from every angle. ये नहीं है कि खाली कि आत्मा की बात की है. No, they have talked about the 5 elements. And what I like about our approach, from the Vedantic approach, they are not against having material prosperity. at all. In fact, Bhagavad Gita में तो कृष्ण भगवान ने चुना ही अर्जुन को, who represents the material prosperity. And the last words of Bhagavad Gita is that जहाँ कृष्ण भगवान होंगे और जहाँ अर्जुन होगा वहाँ prosperity होगी, वहाँ अच्छी नीति होगी, वहाँ विजय होगी. That is the whole conclusion, that you need both. So you cannot reject the world either. You take the world with you, be prosperous, and then you will get the highest also. So I think that is such a tremendous approach.
But even in this Taittriya Upanishad, what we have studied about
Yes,
the students,
there
they
you go.
want everything.
Everything.
Yeah, not just want, they want but they have a higher purpose
Yes.
for wanting.
Yeah. Then
And
you
that's
know
what
your
it is.
getting that also gets fulfilled. Right? Your
Yes.
purpose. Otherwise, खाली material में जो बैठता है ना वो आदमी दुखी हो ही जाएगा end में.
Right.
Because end में तो
it's-
मालूम है सब कुछ छोड़ना पड़ेगा तो
Yeah,
तो वो दुखी होगा ही होगा. But if you have a higher purpose, then you are not going to be dukhi.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it just seems the wholeness is coming out, that everything is dependent upon each other, what it means, each and everything.
Yes.
Because it's all related. So
Yeah.
that's what, the Taittriya Upanishad is just telling us.
Yes.
continuously.
So, I mean, to go in this kind of depth is my first time too, and I'm also very thrilled with their approach. And we would have not, and it is so different,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
different. And
The
now,
Taittriya Upanishad, where they just talked about home.
yeah,
This one is talking about the world. They talk about the higher.
yeah,
This
you're talking about everything. And then also
Yeah.
this Bhur Bhuva Swaha, now we have a good understanding of what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Before that, we used to repeat like a parrot, with the Gayatri mantra, but it's such a nice thing to actually go more deeper into it and learn exactly what they mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how they are making like Maha. What's
Yes.
Maha? Different examples.
Yes.
Food is Maha, and moon is Maha, sun is Maha.
Yeah. So it depends on what angle we look at it, and then that becomes a Maha. Yeah. So end में ये है कि सभी महान है, because we all are that Brahman, right? Yeah. Any other discussion? Okay, I guess we're all satisfied with Swamiji's explanation and all that. So we will see you next time then. I can close the whole thing then. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, Hari Om everyone. We'll see you next time.